Fox NFL analyst Shawne Merriman. All right, Marcellus, you guys are both NFL players. Mistake for DeMaurice Smith to shoot down this idea.
No, it's not a mistake. It's actually a masterful play. Genius posturing. I mean genius posturing, because right now, DeMaurice Smith is sitting there like everyone else, knowing that this is all about money, but this is also about creating leverage against the NFL owners. So how do you create leverage? You let the NFL play this out in the court of public opinion. You let the NFL untangle this in front of everyone in its fan base. You make the NFL go out there and start to try to unravel and unwrap this pretzel that they find themselves in with the conflicts of player safety on one end, but hey, let's all eat right here. As you said, players, let's get some of this money, but the owners can't say that because it puts them in an awkward position of sounding like they're contradicting all of their initiatives towards player safety. So what do you do if you're DeMaurice Smith in the NFLPA? Chill. Let the NFL go out there and play this game. You play a different game. It's called poker. And we're going to Vegas this weekend, and I know damn well I'm going to find you. You're going to be there playing some poker. And you know what? When you get that hand dealt to you, you see that card, you're not going to sit there and say, you're going to sit there and say, And that's what DeMaurice Smith is doing right now, just playing some poker.
You know, I agree with Marcellus. And, you know, in the past, I always had a little bit of a problem with NFLPA. I always felt that they was reactive and not proactive, right? When something happens, they'll step in to fix it instead of fixing the problem from the start. DeMaurice Smith, he's fixing the problem before it starts because the NFL hasn't implemented a plan on what's going to happen. He's basically saying, like, you guys go figure it out and then come to us when you're ready. Right now, we got nothing to talk about.
That's the problem.
Yeah, but, you know, I don't think that's a problem. I think he's saying, you guys do all the work and then come to us when you got it figured out. We're not going to do anything until you come to with a better payment plan on how these 18 games are going to look, how the preseason games are going to look. We're going to sit back and let you do all the work and come to us when you're ready. So I think this is a very smart plan by him. I think that he's planned it out, like Marcellus said, in the media just the right way. He said, hey, we're not even going to talk until you guys got this thing figured out. And I think he's playing it smart.
This is why I've been a longtime critic of DeMaurice Smith and think he's an abysmal failure in comparison to Gene Upshaw. When someone, you reach an agreement with somebody where you're getting 48% of the revenue. Oh, basically you're getting half the money.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna sit back and say, y'all figure it out. I'm gonna be a part of the solution. If I'm getting 48% of that revenue and someone say, hey, then we got a chance to make an extra $2.5 billion, I'm going to be a part of that process because generating more money means generating more money for the players. Sitting back and the NFL does all the work and being in the mindset all the time of I'm at war with these people. When that era is over, there was an era where the players really were in an all-out war with the NFL owners. I'm not saying you can totally trust them because you can't. You can never trust anybody in a business deal. But it's not an all-out war anymore. This is a group of billionaires and a group of millionaires trying to figure out how we can make more money. And so I'm looking more to partner and work through solutions that create more money rather than being adversarial all the time.
I agree with you, but I was told a long time ago that the best negotiators are the ones that's willing to walk away. Right? And he's walking away before they even sit down. He's basically saying, no, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that he's telling us. He's telling us, he's telling the media, he's telling everybody, like, let's start talking when you guys got it figured out. Because right now, they don't know if they're going to play 18 games. Guys going to get paid for 16. They're going to sit starters. No one knows. He's just basically saying, you guys figure it out.
Y'all keep asking for a seat at the table, and we want our thoughts to be represented. And so the NFL is saying, help us figure this out. You have to play this schedule. Be a part of coming to some, because if they just hand it to you, then we didn't even have any say in that. We've been abused.
Well, you said there was an era where we used to be adversarial, and you're right, but that era still exists. It's right now, and I will show you through the NFL's efforts. Let's talk about guaranteed contracts, which seems like it's too far-fetched. Let's talk about player safety initiatives in the beginning stages, adversarial with the NFL, NFLPA. Let's talk about the social issues that played out in front of the public because they weren't handled privately. Adversarial positions have been taken by both sides since the beginning of time. We got billionaires and millionaires now, but guess what we had before? Millionaires and thousandaires, and they still were beefing then, they beefing now. It's a relative experience.
NFL owners been a billionaires longer than y'all been. But anyway, continue.
I get it. I give it. Check the birth certificate of my money. Yeah, you're right. It's new. But it's still spin. Let me say this. DeMaurice Smith said it best when he was explaining why he's not going to take a position to respond to what the NFL is suggesting. It is not our job to put the square peg in the round hole. The onus is on the NFL. That is a direct quote. And that is smart play if you're DeMaurice.
Marcellus, I want you to tell me why this has been determined as a round hole and a square peg. The NFL used to play 12 games. They used to play 14 games. They now play 16 games. This isn't a new suggestion to play more games to generate more money. This isn't a square peg trying to go into a round hole. This is somebody trying to, let's make the hole bigger. We all get more money off of that. That is the only thing the NFL has to offer its players, more money.
They opened a can of worms when they didn't go just 12, 14, 16, 18. They said 16 for 18. And look, even the NFL doesn't know which way is up with this. When you put them on the spotlight right now in this present moment, NFL, how's that going to look? As Colin Cowherd just said, going off air, I'm paying for 2 Patriots games without Tom Brady because there are question marks. DeMaurice Smith saying, I'll wait for the answers. That is a smart play in this moment. I understand what you're saying in totality, but in this stage of this discussion, I'm going to sit back and wait.
And if you look what he's saying, he did say that they will entertain it, whatever deal comes. He didn't say we're not going to talk.
Under any circumstance.
But, he said that first, but if you look through it, he said, we'll entertain an offer. We'll sit down and talk, but as of right now, we don't have anything to talk about.
Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you, NFL players, I think partially because of social media, but mostly because of history. Hey, the NFL union is supposed to be very adversarial with the NFL ownership. And so that has baited DeMaurice Smith into being a cartoon character. Anything the NFL suggests, his first, no, I'm against it. That's terrible. What do you mean? You're going to cure cancer. That's terrible. People must die. I mean, everything they suggest, he's against. And all I'm telling you is you can't have it both ways as NFL players. You can't say, you know what, NFL, we need to partner on criminal justice issues and social injustice issues, areas we have zero expertise in, but we must partner on that. But when it comes to a schedule and how many games we play, y'all figure it out.
Okay, let me defend the NFLPA as I was a member of it, a player rep for 9 of my 10 pro years. Here's another detail. We all know the devil's in the details about this proposal, 16 of 18 games. The average career of an NFL player is 3.4 years. Mm-hmm. To get a pension in the NFL, 3 years.
Is it 3 or 4? 3? 3 years.
Guess what this new proposal would do if it just landed square?
Allegedly.
If it happened. It allegedly take the average career to 2.8 years, just short of pension. And all I'm asking, Jason Whitlock, you think that's by coincidence?
Marcellus.
So the NFLPA sitting there saying if the average guy's not even going to qualify for pension, let's deal with it.
If I finance a study, I can finance a study on my own that'll tell you, you know what, Jason, you're in perfect health. Because I paid for the
you cooked the books. I get it.
And so someone needs to explain to me, if you're limited to 16 games, the same as you play now, why is this going to shorten your career? I'm just not going to accept it as fact because someone said so. Yeah. I need some proof. They're not asking you to play more games. 16 is the limit. So how does this mean your careers are going to be shorter? I got to have someone explain that to me.
But that's the biggest problem. We don't even know. That's just, that's what's been thrown out there. We don't know if they're actually going to play 16 and 8. We don't know if they're going to play 18.
Shawne, my point is this. The only thing you should concern yourself with Is it going to generate more money?
I'm with you there.
Is it going to put more money in my pocket?
Scoot over.
And if it is, now let's talk about it.
Yes.
Not under any circumstances, it's not in the best interest. Let me nitpick. Oh, my God, Tom Brady may not play. No, if I'm Shawne Merriman, I don't care whether Tom Brady's playing. Am I going to get more money for coming out here and playing this game? And if they've thrown out a suggestion on how we can all make more money, I'm listening and participating in that conversation.
Yeah, you are, but you're also not going to do, what is it, the first strike of any negotiation?
Yeah.
Is to set the number. You know, Whitlock, we've been through negotiations on the field, off the field, and I've sat there before, ear hustling. I'm like, say the number. Say the number. Say the number.
You throw the number out there first.
And they're like, you know what? It'd be nice if you just correspond with us later date and let us know what you're thinking in terms of numbers. Because everyone's playing the chess match of who's setting the number first, right? So why would the NFLPA set the number first?
Because the NFL has already thrown the number out.
No, they haven't.
No.
They've thrown out 18 or 16 played within 18. Is that going to be dollar for 18 or dollar for dollar for 16?
What they have said so far is, based off, if we believe the reporting, let's play 2 extra games, let's generate $2.5 billion, and now let's negotiate on how we split it up. And that's what, if I'm DeMaurice Smith, y'all want to play 18?
But how was that number going to be split? I think that's
that's the negotiation. That's what you're
rosters? Are we splitting it between more people?
Right.
Who knows? That's what you negotiate on. And the number I would be going for, to me, is like, how can I get to 49 or 50% of defined revenue? Do y'all want to play 18?
But they're not going to hand that number over to you. That's what you don't understand.
You're negotiating.
They're not, what you're negotiating against yourself. Right. That's the biggest problem here. You're negotiating against yourself. You're hoping that they come to the table and say, okay, this is what it's going to be. You get to that table and say, okay, I'm with you guys. We're on the same page. And they sit down at that round table.
And that proposal's different.
And that proposal's different. So
and
that's all he's saying.
That's when you walk away and say no deal.
Why would you?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.